Hey friends, it's Jason, your marketing professor, and today I've got a longer video for you, a bit more than the 5 minutes I normally promise you, because I want to share with you the value of telling stories in not just your digital marketing, but all of your marketing as a whole. There's actually 5 different elements that I want to touch on that if you incorporate them into your digital marketing, it's going to help you to stand apart, build trust, and engage your customers where they are, leading to more business. So the first piece I want to talk about is how you build an emotional connection. It's very easy with any digital marketing campaign to not be able to build an emotional connection, especially if you're doing something like Google AdWords. You've just got a couple of words and an invite to click here. But with your Facebook ads, your streaming television, your streaming audio, and even with your Google ads, there is an opportunity to tell a compelling story that's going to get somebody to pay attention to what it is you're talking about. Now, I'm not talking about clickbait. What I am talking about is maybe having that engaging headline that's going to get somebody to pay attention to you. For example, lose 20 pounds eating Krispy Kreme donuts. Okay, that'd get my attention. One of the things I see a lot of, and it's probably because I'm being targeted, I'm going through a journey of weight loss right now, but I see a lot of really clickbaity things, lose weight by doing nothing, things like that. But I want you to think about your particular product. How can you make an emotional connection to what's important to your customer? For example, I've said, what if you're selling kayaks, okay? Well, the story you could tell is, let every day be like a fresh journey down the river. And maybe it's something that you offer besides a kayak. Is it lessons? Is it expertise? Is it something on a website? Is it even a place for people to upload videos from their GoPro helmet and they live on your website? What is it that you can use to build that connection and document the journey, not just for your existing customers, but for your prospective customers as well? So start to focus on that piece. How can you build an emotional connection? All right, that's element number 1. Item number 2, building a memorable identity. I want you to think back to Subway. They had the campaign featuring Jared. This is an individual who said he lost a whole lot of weight eating Subway sandwiches. On the surface, we go, okay, so what? He ate a Subway sandwich. But when we start to look at the visuals and see large Jared to where he is now, skinny Jared, due to a 6-inch turkey ham and Swiss or whatever the sandwich is, you go, wow, wait a minute. If he can do it, so can I. This is a unique story that only Subway could tell. No other fast food establishment could say that. McDonald's couldn't, Blimpie's couldn't, any other sandwich place couldn't tell that story. It was unique to Subway. So as a result, people remembered Subway. So in a similar vein, I embarked on a campaign with a client of mine who's a convenience store. Now, the convenience store on the surface is a place you go and get gas and your snacks in the morning and at the end of the day. So what could make them different? Well, we created a program called Free Coffee Wednesday. Every Wednesday, hot brewed coffee was free, but we didn't advertise it. Matter of fact, we just told a couple of people about it and kept it a secret, because if you were only privileged, you'd know about it. Now, anytime somebody came in to get their free cup of coffee, we'd certainly give it to them. But even when somebody showed up and they were willing to pay for their cup of coffee, we said, hey, coffee's free on Wednesday, every Wednesday. Just keep it a secret. What happens when you tell somebody to, keep something a secret? They tell people. A lot of people. So every Wednesday, there's this line out the door for people to get their hands on their free coffee. Now, what happens when you buy free coffee? You get a donut, maybe you get some beef jerky, maybe you get a soda pop to go with it. And really, that's where the convenience store started to make their money, and that's how they set themselves apart. Free Coffee Wednesday. Let's go ahead and steal that idea. Hope it works for you. The third item is creating captivating content. You can do this in your digital marketing through audio, through video, and through the brief storytelling component. Again, if Subway said, hey, all of our sandwich have X amount of grams of protein and low saturated fats, you go, okay, so what? But when you can show that image of maybe the person who's lost all their weight standing in that one leg of their past jeans, you go, whoa, wait a minute, that gets my attention. Facts and figures are boring, but I'll tell you, somebody really doesn't care about how many grams of fat or protein you have. What they are looking for is the end result. So create captivating content. It tells the story so much better. When you tell a story, you develop trust with your customers and you develop authenticity. Here's what you're looking for. Somebody who's going to talk about you behind the scenes, somebody who's going to share your story, somebody's going to say, hey, you have done something amazing, maybe even transformed their life, but how can you go about getting them to tell your story? You can do this by showcasing maybe an action you've taken through your mission, vision, and values. Got something to show you here. A bit back, I read this book by Simon Sinek called The Infinite Game, and one of the things he talks about is how CVS Pharmacy stopped selling tobacco products back in 2014. Now, on the surface, you're going, oh, okay, so what? Well, I made a note here. One of the things that CVS had, one of the reasons they made this decision was because their mission statement was helping people on their path to better health. Well, they said, well, for selling tobacco products, are we really helping people on their path to better health? Well, the resounding answer was, well, no. So they said, we're going to stop selling tobacco products. Now, on the surface, you're probably saying, okay, so what? Here's the compelling part of the story. In order for CVS to do that, they gave up revenues in excess of $2 billion. Wait a minute. So you're telling me you care about me so much that you're willing to give up $2 billion? Absolutely. Now, in some cases, that made the shareholders a little nervous, maybe a little antsy, maybe a little bit angry. But it was a long-term decision. Again, if you read that book, The Infinite Game, you start to talk about long-term plays that actually paid dividends for CVS Pharmacy. So not only was it the right move to make ethically, but economically, it turned out to be a strong move as well. So again, how can you build your trust with your customers? By being authentic and sticking to mission, vision, and values. And the last thing I want to share is differentiation. Why should anybody shop with you? Automotive dealers, this is for you specifically. And in some cases, maybe even insurance, maybe even real estate. But let's focus on automotive. Automotive marketing has been exactly the same. And we hear that, hey, it's truck month, you get a certain percentage rate, we'll give you more dollars for your trade, blah, 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 blah. Those aren't the things that build trust. Those aren't the things that are authentic. And those aren't the stories that are going to get somebody to jump out of bed and say, yes, I want to shop with you. So I really want you to dig deep. What is that thing that's going to make you stand out? And again, I'm going to give you some hints. It's not locally owned and operated. It's not that you've been in business for 40 years. It's not customer service. And it's not a giant inflatable gorilla standing in your driveway. What is the story that you can tell? Maybe you've got somebody who's come back for 5 generations to buy cars there. Why do they keep coming back? Talk about that. Maybe you've got the salesperson who's been there for 50 years. You've got longevity in an industry that's notoriously known for high turnover. Maybe there's a story you can tell there. Maybe there's a narrative on how a certain dealership did something to change a human being's life. Maybe somebody took a job at that auto dealer and totally turned their life around. If you notice, at no point am I actually selling a car, but I'm sharing a narrative that's going to resonate with somebody to say, hey, you know something? I trust this particular brand. I'd like to do business with them. The same can be said if you're in insurance, if you're in any kind of commission business. Why should somebody do business with you? And it's not because your face is on a billboard. At the end of the day, somebody wants to know if you can solve the problem they have if you can do it quickly, you can do it within a budget, and if you're the kind of person that you want to continue to do business with. Otherwise, you're just a commodity. Just like the convenience store, you could get coffee anywhere on a Wednesday morning. Some for 90 cents, some for $9.90. But for free, and to get it fast, and to have clean restrooms and cheerful people, and you start doing it at 4 o'clock in the morning, even if there's snow in Nebraska, that's the kind of thing I can sink my teeth into. So there you go, friends, a couple of things to think about why and how you can use your story to share your brand narrative, and how you can incorporate this into your digital marketing. Make it part of your social media posts, make it part of your streaming television, your streaming audio, or any of your streaming work. Make it part of your Google ads, and the list can go on. Tell the story, tell the same story, make it a compelling story, and people will remember you. And when the time comes for them to do business with you, you're going to be the first one renting space in their head. Hey, if you like lessons like this, do me a favor. Leave a comment below and let me know if there's anything you'd want me to cover. Also, click the like button and subscribe. You can also find me at all the social places online and at themarketingprofessor.net. We're also building a new community on Discord with an abundance of free marketing resources, also some tips and tricks on how you can build or start a career in the digital marketing space. I'd love to see you join us there. The link's down below this video. Thanks a lot for joining me. I'll talk to you next time. See ya.